In this video, we're going to talk about conducting user research. My name is Kevin Wei, I'm a product manager, and I'm here to help you learn more about product. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for new tech interview prep videos every single week. There's a variety of user research studies that you can conduct, from attitudinal ones, which measure what people say, to behavioral ones, which measure what people do. Studies like interviews and surveys are more attitudinal, while usability and prototype testing are more behavioral. In general, you'll seek attitudinal insights early on in the design process, and behavioral ones later on. When conducting these studies, you'll want to choose the right questions to ask to drive valuable insights as you develop your product. So, here are 5 tips to conduct a successful user research study. Tip number 1, understand your goals. Before you start thinking about who will be in the interview or how you'll handle logistics, figure out what your goal is and what you want to learn. Why even hold a user study unless it's answering important questions? Before you handle logistics, figure out what you want to learn and what activities or interview questions will help you get there. Decide what data you want to collect. Are you just listening and asking questions as a user finishes a series of tasks? Or are you also measuring how much time and how many clicks or interactions each of those actions take? After your due diligence is done, if the research is deemed necessary, you can create an agenda and think about who you want in the study. Consider conducting pre-screening to collect basic demographic information about participants to build user profiles. While random friends and coworkers would provide a good sanity check as a baseline, your typical friend might not be the same person as your typical user. Reach beyond your immediate network to recruit participants from different backgrounds. If you're looking to recruit current users, an in-product ad or an email might be enough to fill your study. Otherwise, find a recruiter in your area to work with. Sites like usertesting.com might also be good options. Finally, plan out how you'll spend your time with each user. Have backup questions or activities in case things move along quicker than expected. Leave time at the end for new questions that might come up during the session. All of this planning will help ensure you use your time efficiently and that the experience is seamless for your participant. Tip number 2, ask open-ended questions. Open-ended questions allow participants to expand on their thoughts and help you get to the why behind their motivations. For example, if your participant says, "I would never use this feature," you might follow up by asking, "That's useful feedback. What would be helpful to you to address this use case?" Open-ended questions will help your participants elaborate on details and offer opinions that might not immediately be obvious to you. Tip number 3, focus on listening. Don't worry about drawing conclusions or making any immediate notes. You can record the session to rewatch it later or have a coworker step in to take notes live. Participants can tell when your focus is on them, and having that makes them even more engaged. You also want to make sure the participant doesn't feel like there's a right or wrong answer. They should feel comfortable genuinely expressing their feelings about the product. By focusing on listening, you give them the stage to share their thoughts. Tip number 4, ask the participant to think out loud. Most of us don't vocalize our thoughts, so people naturally slip into silence during studies. For example, if they're trying to choose a feature out of a bunch, ask them to talk through their thought process. What are the pros and cons they're evaluating? How are they thinking about trade-offs? Why did they quickly eliminate one of the choices? This isn't natural for most folks, so gently reminding the participant as often as needed might be helpful. Tip number 5, summarize your study. After completing a long day of user research sessions, you should be full of new insights and user empathy. Now what? How do you turn these warm insights and fuzzy feelings into a document that can be useful in product development? That's where reviewing your recordings, compiling notes, and synthesizing your research comes into play. Find the 3 most salient points that you came across in your sessions, and think about any action items, either short-term or long-term, that you want to take note of. For example, maybe you need to conduct follow-up research after learning about privacy concerns. Finally, as the PM, follow up on these insights. Schedule time with your designer to chat with them about ideas that came from the sessions. Add exploratory items to your idea parking lot. and prioritize work on the engineering roadmap to make sure you close any loops from the study. Spending this time to connect the dots will help unblock designers and engineers to do their best work. And there you have it, 5 tips to help you conduct a successful user research study. As you conduct more sessions, you might want to start thinking about automating some of the process. Anything you do manually can be automated, from emailing participants, to setting up logistics, to even sending payments to participants. This will help future studies run a lot smoother and require less time and energy from you. For more tech career content, Exponent has the best resources to help you ace your interview, including in-depth interview courses, private coaching, and a community of experts ready to help you prep for even the toughest questions. Hit that subscribe button for new videos every single week, and go to tryexponent.com to become a member today. Thanks for watching.